Hey, it's Meatball.
And Mark.
And this is the Rocker Morning Show on demand from 107.7 RKR. 107.7 RKR, it is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
Hey, Mark Frankhouse.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
How you doing?
I'm great, man.
Awesome.
How were you? How was
Good.
your day off?
It was great.
Yeah? Took a personal day. Did you get up to anything?
I actually spent a lot of time outside.
There you go.
Yeah,
it was a nice day yesterday.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I went down to that park on, it was that beach off Oakland Drive.
Okay. I have
right
not been
across
there.
the street from Sewalt's. It's awesome. It's like tucked. It's like almost hidden. Like with most, I mean, I didn't even know about it until like a year or so ago, and somebody wrote about it here, and I was like, I've never been there before. And it's just a little beach. It's got a little gazebo, got a little boardwalk out there. And
Just a full-on beach in the middle of Kalamazoo?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's
So I don't have
not
to drive all the way out to South Haven.
Yeah, it's not massive. Like it's not, massive. Like the entire right side's covered with lily pads, but there's a massive, the other half is like completely open. So
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty chill down there. So I spent down there. It was actually kind of funny though, because this dude came walking up and I'm sitting at the picnic table playing cards, and this guy walks up and he's, I'm passing judgment on the guy by any means, but he starts a fire in the grill, which is right next to where I'm playing cards. Okay. And I've got smoke billowing in my face. And he's like, sorry about the fire. I was like, it's okay. And I'm thinking at the same time, I'm like, what the hell are you starting a fire in the grill for?
Yeah.
I had no idea the guy was barbecuing.
Oh.
Because he didn't have anything on him. Oh. He was just starting a fire in the grill. And I was like, what? Do you want me to leave? Like, you don't have to send me smoke signals, fella. You can just tell me to go.
I don't have to send me like literal smoke signals.
Yeah.
He did come back though with like something to cook.
Yeah,
right?
he came back, but he didn't. He had nothing on him. He was just like, he just set up. He just started a fire.
So like, if this dude was a pyromaniac, he's at least a responsible pyromaniac, and that he did it in a vessel that's supposed to hold fire.
Yes, it was just weird because it wasn't like a traditional fire, because he was using like twigs and sticks and like leaves and crap, so it just did not smell good. On top of the charred charcoal, it was just like ugh.
So he's like starting this fire with just random wood that he found around the park.
Yeah, pretty much.
What did he cook on that? I'd be afraid to eat it, to be honest.
Yeah, he was cooking some chicken or something. I don't know.
I don't know if I would want to eat food that was cooked over like city trees. Nothing against city trees, because they're pretty and they do their job, but like, it's kind of like they say, don't swim in the Kalamazoo River.
Yeah.
Don't barbecue with Kalamazoo trees. Is that is that a thing?
So yeah, I went home and I barbecued with charcoal, like a sane person.
Like a sane person, because that's way safer than wood. 107.7 RKR, it is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
Do me a favor, Mark. Flip over to the 107.7 RKR app. Find the story with the headline. My webpage locked it. There we go. Sorry. My internet literally just stopped working for a second. Sorry.
I was like, you wrote this and you can't remember what you named it?
No, this window came up right over the title, and I was like, I can't read it. It says, watch, wild motorcycle accident at Silver Lake Dunes sends rider flying. God. So this happened on the 10th. So 6 days ago? 10 days ago.
Holy crap.
Yeah, did you just watch the video? Okay. So when I was a kid, I wanted a motorcycle. Mom wouldn't let me have it. I became an adult. I realized, motorcycle is probably not my thing. After watching this video, I definitely think I'm probably not ever getting at least a dirt bike, This happened up at Silver Lake Dunes in West Michigan. A lot of people go out there with ORVs, motorcycles, four-wheelers, Jeeps, all kinds of stuff, and drive around on the dunes up there. They go flying and jumping and whatnot. When you're doing that, you should probably be aware of your surroundings. This guy, 21-year-old kid from, I believe, the Rochester area, actually.
Wow.
He's got like a 360 camera on his bike, like a little GoPro 360. And as you're watching this video that is on the 107.7 RKR app, he goes flying over the top of a dune. And you can hear him at the last second kind of throttle back because I don't believe he knew that Jeep was on the other side of the dune. He plants that front tire of the motorcycle directly into the windshield of that Jeep, crumples the top of the vehicle, and just goes flying.
That dude got chucked. I'm watching this right now.
I mean, easily 40 or 50 feet behind that Jeep.
I would say upwards to 50 to 60 feet. I mean, if not 70.
Just yeeted right off that bike.
Wow.
It is an incredible video to watch.
I mean, if you're not in the sand, you're probably not surviving that. I don't know, man. Luckily, there wasn't any other objects in his way because...
Oh, my God.
It's not even just the distance, but the speed of which he flies off of that bike is just
and the bike
scary.
Just stops. The second it hits the vehicle, it just stops, and he keeps going.
Something's got to go.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
The fact
He's
that
lucky.
And the fact that he obviously went over the handlebars, but like his legs didn't get caught up in the handlebars or the windshield of the Jeep or anything like. It's just incredible.
Yeah, he escaped death big time.
Mm-hmm. The county sheriff up there posted the video. He got the video from the kid, and I say kid, he's 21 years old. But he posted the video and he said, I shared this with you for a reason. I want people to be aware when you come visit Silver Lake Sand Dunes, you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to be aware there's other vehicles out there operating at high speeds. You just can't use enough caution. And even though these vehicles have those really tall, like orange flags and stuff, those dunes get pretty high up there. They can go over the top of that. But man,
it's scary.
This video is wild. And I want to apologize to my mother right now for when I was 10 years old and begged and begged and begged and begged and begged for a motorcycle.
He takes it back.
Yeah, I take that back. The ironic thing here is my brother literally just bought a motorcycle.
Madman.
I live up to my mom's expectations. My little brother defies them.
It's time to turn up your dials and tune out the traffic because we're playing the Daily 5 on the Rocker Morning Show. Testing the mental magnitude of your favorite morning monkeys on the radio. And now, your hosts for the Daily 5, Meatball and Mark Frank House.
It is the Daily 5 where Mark and I ask each other questions. The other one answers. Today, Mark is asking the questions. I am answering. And I have our dear friend Mary on the line to help me out. Good morning, Mary. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
We're doing fantastic. Thank you. You got to help Meatball get 3 out of 5 questions correct. If you do, he will get the second point for the week since I was out yesterday. If not, I'll make it 1-1. All right. Food is question number 1. Under a black light, bananas glow what color? Is it blue, green, or yellow?
Ooh.
Under a black light, bananas glow what color? Mary, what are you thinking?
That is a weird one, and I don't know the answer.
I don't know.
I might say blue, but I don't know.
I was kind of leaning the same way. That being said, if I knew bananas glue, like if I knew that bananas glowed, I don't know if I'd be eating as many as I do.
Well, they're radioactive.
Bananas are radioactive?
Slightly.
That explains a lot. I'm gonna roll with Mary on this. I get the impression it's gonna be blue. Yes, final answer, blue.
It is blue.
Why? Yeah.
All right.
Well, now I gotta go get a black light and see how my bananas glow.
Pop culture, question number 2. Whose hair was sold in 2004 for $3,000? Was it Neil Armstrong, Jennifer Lopez, or Elvis?
What year was it?
2004.
Okay.
I'm thinking of the price, Mary, and I don't know if I would pay $3,000 for Jennifer Lopez's hair.
Right.
I don't know
what
if
were
I'd
the
pay,
other ones?
Unless it was some weirdo.
Yeah.
Neil Armstrong or Elvis? I don't know if I would buy anybody's hair.
I could see fanatics going kind of crazy for Elvis's hair, Mary.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was thinking it was going to be Einstein, but that was not right.
You buy Einstein's hair and try and put it in your head and see if you get some of the smarts with it.
Yeah. I don't know. Should we say Elvis or is that too obvious?
Mark hasn't been too tricky lately. I think we go with the obvious here and go with Elvis and see if he's running down that road. What do you think?
Okay, that's good.
All right, we're going to say Elvis. Final answer.
Elvis, final answer.
Neil Armstrong?
Neil Armstrong.
Dang it.
Somebody bought his hair for $3,000. Why would you buy his hair?
I mean, it's been in space. It's space hair.
We're in space.
Yeah, fair enough.
General knowledge. This is the longest English word. How long is the longest English word? Is it 62 letters, 89 letters, or 189,819 letters?
I'm sorry, what were the first two again?
62 and 89, or 189,819.
That is an oddly specific large number, Mary.
Yes. I'm not going with that one.
Mary doesn't like that one. What was this? 80 what?
62 letters or 89 letters?
62 or 89, Mary. What do you think?
I don't know. I'd have to say 62 as a guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder he's okay. We know he's being a little goofy. Let's go on the low end, Mary. Let's go with 62. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but I just have this hunch it's going to be this stupid number. Let's go 62. Final answer.
62. Final answer.
No, it is the absurdly long number.
The chemical name for the largest known protein, titin, is 189,819 letters long.
That's not. No. Can you imagine writing a term paper about that?
Right. Or having to pronounce it. Listen, if you pronounce that word correctly, you don't have to pay for anything ever.
Yeah.
You just say, I'm the guy who pronounced that 189,000 word correctly.
Oh, here's this Ferrari.
All right, here we go. Got to run the table here.
All right, Mary, we got this.
Health. What was the medicine penicillin first called? Was it John Thomas juice, spot sauce, or mold juice?
These are ridiculous. Penicillin came from mold.
Yes.
So that's the obvious one, Mary. But we've discovered that Mark is not necessarily picking the obvious answer today.
That's right. What was the second one?
It's John Thomas juice, spot sauce, or mold juice.
I would say it's either mold juice or John Thomas juice, because it would they would name it a lot of times back then. They would name it after the guy that invented it or made it, right?
Yeah. Oh boy. I'll go with whatever you want.
Whatever I want. I kind of want it to be John Thomas juice because that's just funny to me. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to say John Thomas juice. Final answer.
Final answer.
No. Spot juice?
Mold juice.
It is gone. Dang it.
And John Thomas is a slang for...
Yeah, oh, yeah. Ah, dang it.
So, yeah. Well, we tied the score up. It's 1-1 with the goofy-ass questions today. But, Mary, congratulations. You got $20 in Michigan Lottery scratch-off tickets.
All right. Thank you.
Mary, sorry I couldn't help you out today. That was all on me.
That was a goofy mood today.
Oh.
I'm sorry, too. But I know that word is not in my dictionary.
See, it's totally made up. Doesn't exist.
1077 RKR. It's a Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
So I was trying to do a little investigating to see who the richest person was in Michigan. And, it was very surprising to find out that it was the dude who owns the Cleveland Cavs, who's a Michigander.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, well, that makes sense. Anybody who's owning a basketball team.
I just think it's embarrassing that a Michigander owns an Ohio team,
Or it's a little bit of a slap in the face for him.
Yeah.
It could be viewed a few different ways. But
just imagine if he invested in the Pistons,
Yeah. He'd be bankrupt. He'd be in bad ways. But the richest person in Ohio actually is a guy who probably made one of the craziest investments and returned for his investment. ever. He's actually the guy who snatched up Victoria's Secret way back when it was like a failing company.
Okay.
And he paid $1 million for it, which is a hell of an investment in a company.
Especially during that time period, too.
Mm-hmm. So he actually, he founded L Brands, so he kind of moved Victoria's Secret into this L Brands, also with Bath and Body Works as well. So they were two, like one and the same. That's why a lot of times they would have those products in that store.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This guy sold Victoria's Secret not too long ago for $525 million.
Whoa!
So he bought it for $1 million, sold it for $525 million.
It's a net growth of $524 million.
Yeah.
Look at me doing math.
Lex Wexner is the guy's name.
What is it? Lex Wexner? That sounds like
Les Wexner.
That still sounds like a Batman villain.
Lex. It does actually sound like a Batman villain.
Is he like a bald big dude? Like
he's an old guy. No, he's a bald guy.
So he is bald.
Old guy.
He's an unassuming bald guy who's just a Batman bad guy.
Yeah.
And his front is Victoria's Secret.
Yeah. He actually has, however, donated $250 million to OSU. So, I mean, at least he's doing something with his money.
Yeah, but he donated it to Ohio State.
I know. Well,
it's from Ohio.
He collects Picasso paintings and vintage Ferraris. And has a 300-foot yacht. Same.
Just
oh my!
The Ferraris and the Picassos I get, but the yacht I just don't understand, Mark.
Yeah, 300-foot yacht.
Yeah,
I don't know I don't know if I trust anybody with a boat like that, man. It's like that's a big. I'm not a fan of like super big boats, you know.
Yeah,
just saying. History has shown super big boats, bad things can happen.
Not so great, but I mean, good for him for Picasso collecting.
Yes.
I'm glad he collects Picassos like I collect Funko Pops.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, you would have to spend your money in ridiculous ways if you have that much of it.
I know. I'd spend it all on Funko Pops. I would dedicate an entire room to just Funko Pops.
Now, if you're wondering, how do I eventually make it to this status? The key to becoming a billionaire is to have a lot of money to begin with. In order to invest in a successful product.
Yeah. If
you don't have a ton of money, I guess, play the lottery. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, we are the second luckiest state when it comes to the lottery, so there's that. 107.7 RKR, it is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
Inflation, big thing on everybody's mind. It's kind of, it's just everywhere. There's no avoiding it.
Balloons.
Balloons. No, not that inflation. I was like, what? No, balloons are just as expensive.
I know. Breaking my heart out here, dang it.
No, like groceries and gas and just basic needs kind of stuff. And even just other stuff. I mean, vehicles, homes, everything. Inflation is just kind of, it's up. It's kind of leveled off and it's gotten a tolerable more lately. But there is one industry that I found, despite the fact that the last 4 years have been kind of rough for inflation, there is one industry in the state of Michigan in particular that has apparently become inflation proof. In fact, not only did it avoid inflation, it bucked the system and it went backwards. Things got cheaper.
Wow.
In this industry.
Are we talking about the hot dog pop combo at Costco?
No. Dear God, I wish that was the case. No. Cannabis.
Oh.
Cannabis in the state of Michigan, which, I mean, those of you who partake on a regular basis understand that, 4 years ago, cannabis was fairly expensive in Michigan. Maybe not quite to the degree that like it would be in Illinois because they have like a 50% tax on theirs or something like that.
Right.
But Michigan, in 2020, it cost you a little over $400 an ounce, basically, for cannabis. Since 2020, so now this, I think this number is from the end of 2023, actually. You can now buy an ounce of marijuana in the state of Michigan for $91. It dropped from $419.39 an ounce to $91.71 an ounce. That is crazy. That's so anti-inflation. It's like it's literally sucked the air out of the inflation and started to implode.
Yeah. So kind of inhaled. The inflation.
I did inhale. Yes. They literally inhaled this one. Now obviously this has a lot more to do with the fact that this is a state-run industry as opposed to a federal one because,
True.
Federal inflation is what it is, but when you have a smaller thing within the confines of the state and you have the healthy competition that Michigan does when it comes to dispensaries and grow operations and stuff, like it's going to drive the price down.
Yeah, we're just flooded out here. So it doesn't really surprise me that things are so cheap because it's constant. It's that constant battle.
And you still have people coming in from, Wisconsin and the UP. You have people coming in from Illinois. You have people coming in from Indiana and Ohio.
Right.
Because it is cheaper than all of these other places, they're like, no, I'm going to go spend, $10 on something in Michigan as opposed to, $45 or whatever in Illinois.
Yeah, no joke.
So, but yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Like, as much as we gripe about our grocery costs and stuff like that, like really, if you're somebody who partakes quite a bit with cannabis, like you're actually, doing pretty good. The numbers have come down to kind of evened out a little bit. Now, the only problem is of course, when you do partake, you get the munchies and you have to go grocery shop.
Buy food.
You have to go
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you, man. That's how
They're
they get
in cahoots.
you. And then you get those bags of Cheetos that definitely are inflated because there's nothing but air in there.
107.7 RKR. It's the Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
So there's something that you, Meatball, and other people out there are going to want to do. If you open up the 107.7 RKR app, you'll see an article I wrote this morning. I found out this morning from a friend who actually shared it on their story. They're not a financial advisor by any means, but they have worked for multiple credit agencies.
Okay.
And they said, I would go in right now and check and see if you're a part of this recent breach, because if you were, she said, I definitely urge you to freeze your credit. Okay. And everybody should be doing this because nearly 3 billion people were affected, which exposed your personal information to possible cyber criminals, which includes your social security number.
Okay.
So that's why they kind of urged you, like, hey, you might want to freeze your credit right now if you've been impacted by this. And like I said, that's 3 billion people. That's a lot. It's almost half of the Earth's population. So if you go to the 107.7 RKR app, I actually have a link. It's at pentester.com, and this is a secure site. This is going to give you the info on whether or not your information was breached.
I love the idea of has your identity been stolen? Go to this website and enter in your social security number to see now.
No, it's just it's your first and last name, the state you live in, and the birth year. And it gives very basic info, but it does, you will know whether it's you or not because. Yeah. Let me see. I'm entering in mine right now.
Okay.
And Mark L. Frankhouse from Wyandotte got his information leaked.
Uh-oh.
I don't know another Mark Frankhouse other than my uncle.
Yeah.
So, first off, good to meet you, Mark. Quit ripping my name off. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. It's, somebody out here got ripped off big time. And like I said, almost 3 billion people.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking to see. I'm putting it in. Let's see.
Yeah. So it's just first, last name, your state, and your birth year. Again, this is up here on the 107.7 RKR app. This is pretty big news that unfortunately has just slidden under the radar somehow. That 3 billion people.
Turns out Meatball has not. They have not stolen my identity.
Ball.
Yeah, Meatball. Doesn't show up there.
You should probably enter in your fake name then.
Oh, my government name?
Yeah, that thing. No one can know. We won't say that on the air.
I don't think I've used that name in a long time.
Right.
Will the government will they recognize me? People would see that name and be like, no, that can't be right.
I was going to say, wait a minute. Do you use the name Meatball on dating sites? Because.
What's wrong with that?
I'm just saying. Well, just saying. I don't know.
Are you saying that's why I'm not getting any hits?
I'm just trying to rule out the possible common denominator in all this.
Well, now you got me thinking about my decisions, Mark.
As long as you're thinking, that's a good thing.
I mean, I think my profile photo speaks for itself, you know? To be like, Meatball, well, no, he's kind of cute. I'll take that. Nice beard. 2 for Tuesday on 107.7 RKR. It is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
Do you have the enhanced driver's license in Michigan?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
I have to get in on that.
Have you, you've made that trip across to Canada, though, before.
Not myself, but I've been to Canada plenty of times, yes.
Did you have an EDL then, or did you have to use your passport?
No, I think I was good to go then because I was still, I think it was like 19.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, Canada then was just like, oh, crazy American, come on in, eh? Yeah, now it's just like, oh, God, crazy American, eh?
Yeah.
No, so Michigan is actually one of, I think it's 5 states that have enhanced driver's licenses that allow you to cross into Canada. It's kind of like a little mini passport, I guess. But yeah, you can more or less get into Canada and it'll allow you back into the States, no problem. I didn't know this though. The EDL from Michigan, the enhanced driver's license, will actually also allow you in and out of Mexico, the Caribbean, and Bermuda.
Well, that's kind of nice.
So, and there's only like 5 states. It's us, Minnesota, New York, Vermont, Washington. I think maybe one of the Dakota, I think maybe North Dakota does too, or South Dakota, one of the two. All mostly northern states that have the enhanced driver's license, but you can still get into Texas, or you can still get into like Mexico,
right?
With them as well, which was kind of interesting to find out as well. But yeah, I have not been able to use my EDL yet. I did get it when I got here because I figured, at least at some point I'm going to, cross the border and go over to Windsor or, drive to Toronto for a concert or a game or something like that.
No doubt.
I was just curious, like if anybody's had any issues with that, because since COVID, I know some of the border crossing stuff has been a little more tricky, but all the government sites say, oh yeah, it's just in and out, no problem. As long as you have your enhanced driver's license and they can scan your info and whatnot,
yeah,
you're good to go. But there is a stipulation. You can only go by land or sea. You cannot use your enhanced driver's license if you're flying.
Interesting.
So, if you
have to have a passport pretty much for that.
If you're flying, you have to. If you're flying and you're going to Canada, yeah, you have to have a passport, or Mexico, or wherever. You have to have a passport. But like if you basically say for instance you fly from here to El Paso, and then you drive across the border there, you're good to go. In theory.
Yeah, in theory.
Sometimes the border situation can be a little shaky and rules change, fairly
true
quick. But I am curious if anybody has utilized the enhanced driver's license. I have to imagine there's going to be some that have, and what they use it for. Because like I know some people go up to Canada and they go hunting because they can go up there for bigger game, and I think the black bear hunting up there is a little more lucrative. But yeah, I'm curious if anybody has had any issues with the enhanced driver's license as of late. 978-1077. Cause I would like to make a trip to Canada at some point, or at least
Canada's awesome.
At least across to, drive across the Ontario Peninsula there to go to, Buffalo or New York or something like that. Cause, there's something.
Shorter route.
Yeah. Well, it's speaking to me to go to the Bills Mafia at some point, but
put somebody through a table.
Yeah. I just don't want to, I'll drive through Canada to go through a table, but driving around Lake Erie to get to be thrown through a table, no,
it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's too much effort.